Hello and welcome to sim.bc, where it is 12:54, so just 5 to 1, and we're in on the last week. Yes, that's correct. Because in 1 week's time, I will finally be alone in my own apartment. Yay! I don't know if you can hear it, but he's taking a shower at the moment. Anyway, it's going to be amazing. And the plan is also to go to Barcelona next weekend to see some friends. So all of that is pretty good. Now let's see if we can make it because we have a class on Friday afternoon that ends in 16:45, and unfortunately all the flights that we are planning to take goes at or leaves at 16:45. Now that wouldn't be normally be a problem because you could just skip the lecture, right? Write to the teacher, tell them like, hey, I want to do, can I do like a complimentary assignment or something like that. I will read through the PowerPoint and I will be ready for the next lecture. But no, that's not how it works here because all of the lectures are compulsory, so you're obliged to actually be in class, even though it doesn't give you anything. So that's kind of crap. So anyway, we will see how that turns out. Um, Other fun stuff is that I will show you now, and this will be. Oh, I should have edited this anyway. My guitar! Yay! This is what I should have shown in the 25th video because I bought it like at that day or the day before or something like that. Can't really remember at this point in time, but yeah, I have a guitar to actually get some of my creative influence out. Want to see, and I know this is a big deal for me, might not be for you, but I think that everybody who's doing business or is studying should have some sort of. Yeah, I know it's not the most good-looking one. It's not the most beautiful guitar ever, but I think that everyone who is doing something, like everyone who is having a job, so that's basically everyone, should have a way, like a hobby, some way to like get rid of what you say, stress. And my way is music, like sing and play the guitar, or play the piano, or play drums, or play, whatever I can get my hands on. And it's really nice. You should really try it. I really recommend it. And so I have been here for now a month, no, more than a month, almost 2 months now without the guitar, and I can just tell you the difference it makes. I mean, I haven't been happier than I've been the last 2 days. Or well, I can't really say that since I had a bit of a problem with my group. But talking about the group, they have actually done something today. Yay! We had a deadline to hand in at 3 today when they were supposed to correct the things that they wrote from last week, since I wrote half of the report till this week. Anyway, and they have been, well, quite really resistant at that point, when it comes to actually editing their stuff. So that's not very nice, which have led to some aggravation points in my world. But I can say that the guitar has helped a lot. Anyway, but they have actually finished that now. So even though it's 2 hours until deadline, some of them has already gone in and changed it, and one person has already taken on the project of actually making the PowerPoint, as I think I mentioned yesterday. And I sent her all of the stuff that I wanted to have in the PowerPoint for my slides, and it is apparently done. I haven't seen it yet, so don't take my word for it, but apparently it should be done. Now, there is quite a lot of other things to do as well. Now, that was the big thing, showing off the guitar and talking a bit about you should have a hobby, because if you don't, well, chances are that you will probably just boil down your anger at work or your frustration or your stress, and you will not have a productive way of letting it out. And what happens when you don't have a productive way of letting your stress or anger out? Well, it just goes to show that you unleash it on someone else. Because, for instance, before I got the guitar here, well, I can just say that I could have sang or could have been singing during the time. That's also a good way of getting it out. But I would prefer to, or I prefer to sing when I'm playing the guitar. So that's why I haven't done that, if you're wondering. Anyway, up until the point when I actually got the guitar, and from that my friend came here, I have been taking out my anger and stress on him in a way. Not that I like hit him or anything. It's just that when we're discussing, sometimes without any, well, it looks like it's without any reason, I can get really frustrated with something that you might say, do, or something like it, because I am so aggravated due to something else. Now, this is something that I've seen a lot when I grew up. My parents, other people's parents, other, my friends when they started working, they get more. How do you say? They're so polite at work because they need to be, because they get paid for being there, so they need to be polite. They need to be nice to people all the time. They need to be understanding and they need to be patient, which means that they're probably boiling down some anger if they're not, saints and perfect people, which most people, unfortunately, are not, myself included. So I've seen that a lot of people get very angry for stuff that didn't make them angry before when they had started a job, especially if you're starting at a new job. I would say that it's especially hard to control anger, stress, and fear in a way if you're at a new job because you have this uncertainty as well as deadlines and group works and stuff because or teamworks I would say at a job. But you also have this uncertainty that you don't know what to do because you're new at the workplace. So no matter how good you are at your work, you might still have some things that are very uncertain due to you not have been there before. And then it's also a very good idea to have a hobby where you can express this in a creative manner so that it doesn't defect anyone else in your surrounding. And I know that there are some people who just say like, "Oh, that's crap. That's just made up. That can't be true. That sounds too good to be true. Or it sounds just too weird." And I would just say, "Well, try it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try now, does it? You can do juggling, you can do singing, you can play the guitar, you can be out running, go to the gym, anything that's like a meditation then, anything that puts you in like a meditative state in a way. Because I would say that both going to the gym, going out for a walk, and playing the guitar or sing puts me in a kind of a meditative state in the way that at that point in time when I'm doing that, I'm just focusing on that. So if I sing a song, I'm focusing on the singing. If I play a guitar, if I play a song, I'm focusing on the playing. If I go to the gym, I'm focusing on the gym. And if I'm out walking, I'm probably listening to music and daydreaming. And anyway, I'm like in the zone, I'm zen. That's important because if you don't do that, then how will you detoxicate all your stress? And as I said, there are people who say, "Oh, that's just crap. That's not at all reality. You're living in a made-up world, and your imagination is gone wild, and all of that." But as I said, just try it. And if you want to try it, then try it for 30 days because that's kind of after 30 days, that's how long it takes for your body to adjust to a new habit, or at least that's what I've heard. Um, but I would say that it's kind of true because when I started to playing the drums, for instance, I played them consecutively for 1 month, and after that, it felt kind of. And then I was like, "Oh, let's take a break for a day," because I played for 30 days, and all of this is kind of getting on my nerves, or not getting on my nerves, but I can feel the exhaustion in my hands and in my wrists because I have a Congo drum. But it kind of felt empty now to play for that time. Like for that day, I played the guitar instead, which kind of filled the void. But still, since I had been used to playing the drums for 1 hour a day for 30 days, it kind of felt empty not playing the drums anymore. Anyway, so that's just my basis of why a habit is created in 30 days, because after 30 days, if you've been doing something consecutively and all the time, then it will feel kind of empty not doing it. At least that's my experience, and I've heard other people say the same or have a similar kind of experience, either in 20 days or in 40 or 2 months. But I would say give it a month, try something new. If you don't, or like if you don't have a habit, then try this, because I can't stress this enough. It's so important. I just take it back to my example. I probably would have been a lot angrier or a lot more aggravated, and probably would have taken it out on the group unnecessarily, destroying the group dynamic, and it would be social suicide because all the social stuff that goes on at the same time as group works, because group works isn't the most important thing. It's actually making friends and networking, yada yada yada. No, but it's actually true. I would have probably taken out some unnecessary. I would have probably said something unnecessary and taken out this aggressive thing in an unnecessary way if I hadn't had a guitar to stimulate that part of me, so to say, to stimulate my brain in a way that lets me reduce the amount of stress I'm feeling or the amount of anger I'm feeling. Now, This was kind of a very abstract video, I would say, but it's all about structure in a way, because you're structuring your day so that you can actually have a hobby, so that you can get rid of aggravation points. But I would say that have a hobby, music, really good. Anything that puts you in a meditative state, that will make you able to just focus on something at one point in time, at least like an hour a day or something like that, so that you're completely free from the rest of reality and the rest of your problems. That's super good. No matter what you do, I would say, well, of course, there are some stuff you shouldn't do, nothing illegal or stuff like that, but you know what I mean. As long as you have something to do that just cleans your head, do that, because, or try that if you don't do it, and if you do it, then maybe do it more, because it's super good. I can play the guitar for like 12 hours. It's crazy good. Well, anyway, that's all for today. Let's see you tomorrow with something more business related, maybe, because it's going to be Sunday and I have, oh yeah, the political aspect of my resource management simulation system game, alliances and such, which I'm actually still playing, and I'm doing fairly well. Well, till next time, guys, let's see if that's actually the point I'm taking up tomorrow, or pushing it to another day. See ya. Bye.